make sure that you came down here to talk to us voluntarily, right? To tell us what happened. You're good with talking to me right now.
Yeah, I was wondering actually, like, I have no problem. Like, I just want to deal with you guys. I don't want to do anything more than we have to. But
Sure.
is there anything I need to know about that could, or that could help me out? Or am I, you know, do we know, like, what would you recommend if you were in my shoes?
So the suspect in question is Coleman Carver. He is accused of shooting his roommate. I will be analyzing this interrogation for you. So if you do end up liking this video, please hit subscribe. So far, him asking what would you recommend, that's kind of suspect. But let's see how this goes. I've never seen the footage so far, so it'll be interesting.
Well, I can't really give you any sort of legal advice or anything like that. So I can tell you what our process is going to be. Just because there was a shooting involving a gun inside a house, what we're going to do is get a search warrant for the house, okay, and process that scene.
Okay.
So our job is to look to see if a crime occurred or rule that out.
Okay.
Okay. And obviously you are the only person and best person I can talk to get the most information.
Yeah, we're good then.
So that's all I'm looking to do is just get an accurate story to put your story together with the physical evidence and
that's what
paint a complete picture. So you're good with that?
That's what I'd like to do.
Okay. Excellent. I guess let me start off our victim. His name was Finn, right?
Yes.
Do you know his last name?
Daily.
Daily. Is that spelled like the Daily Mail, D-A-I-L-Y, or do you know?
D-A-L-Y. Yeah, just Daily.
Do you know his birthday by chance?
No, I do not.
So I understand you guys knew each other for about 2 months. Is that accurate?
Labor Day.
Labor Day, which is September, right? So.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe 4 months or so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just had to ask my mom that. So.
Yeah, that's fine. It's early in the morning and you've been through a traumatic event and a lot of stuff, so we'll certainly be patient when you're trying to recall information and stuff like that. It's understandable. How did you guys meet?
I met Holly first. She's another roommate.
And she wasn't there tonight, right?
No.
Okay. And what's her name?
Holly Lemansky.
Holly.
And I just met her on a Facebook page, like CSU swap sale kind of thing.
Sure. Are you a student?
No, I'm just landscaping up here.
Okay.
And then I had some friends up here, so just moved up.
Okay. So when did you? So you met Finn and you moved in around Labor Day, or did he move in?
I moved in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I just take it you had your own room in the shared house.
Yeah, that was my room that happened.
Okay. And where's the room?
It's like right when you look at the front door, there's a window down to the right, and that's it.
Is it like downstairs, or
Yeah,
is it?
yeah, because it's a split stairway.
Okay. Where is Finn's room?
It is down the hallway at the very end on the top.
Top floor?
Yeah. Second story.
So since you moved in, have you guys gotten along really well or become friends, or is it just more of a, hey, we coordinate chores and we see each other in passing kind of relationship? Or do you hang out?
We all have kind of been friends the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I don't hang out with him too often because I work a lot, so...
Okay, let's get one thing clear. I live in Washington, D.C. I understand this interrogation and this event took place in Colorado. So I don't know what things are like in Colorado, but George Washington University, Georgetown University, George Mason University, near where I am, students know students. Student date students generally. They don't date no landscaper, and they certainly don't meet randoms on Facebook of whom are not students. I could be wrong, of course, but you understand what I'm trying to say. I just found that incredibly weird. And it seems to me that him and the person that got shot maybe had a dispute over this girl that he mentioned at the beginning. Who knows? That'd be my guess. But let's see how it goes. He's definitely nervous.
So what happened after you got home?
We started drinking, and I just kind of sat there. I was tired, and we were drinking, and then...
You and Finn?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
No. Belle was watching a movie or something.
In her room, or where was she?
Yeah, she was in her room, and at the time we were drinking, we were upstairs. And then I went downstairs, kind of getting ready for bed.
And what time or I guess how much did you have to drink? And how much did Finn have to drink?
Finn had been drinking, so he was drunk. He was pretty drunk. I had not been very drunk.
Drunk when you picked him up, or?
He had been drinking when we picked him up, so then when he got home and started drinking more, he was more drunk.
How much would you estimate that he drank while at your house? Obviously you don't know what he drank before, but...
Probably 4 shots.
Of what?
Tequila.
And how much would you say you had?
Probably 6.
Total?
No, not. I had some earlier in the day.
Okay.
In the morning.
How much in the morning?
Just 1.
And then 6 when you got home
Yeah,
from
after.
the stock show?
Yeah.
And we're way past the point where I can do anything or charge you about any sort of DUI or anything like that, so I'm not worried about that at this point. So
I didn't.
okay, I just want
I
to
was
make
actually the DD for all.
okay. I just want to make sure you know that's not my focus right now.
No,
Okay.
No.
And I just want to get a whole picture. So
Yeah, I was the DD
Okay.
for everybody. So
okay. So, what time did you guys stop drinking, or you said you went downstairs because you were tired?
I don't know. It was I kind of just quit looking at the clock, but it was about 20 minutes, or 15 minutes before I called you guys.
Is when you went downstairs.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's when I started checking everything, make sure there wasn't any ammo in the chamber, and then.
So where were the guns as you guys were drinking? Had you already? Because my understanding was they were in the car previously.
They were in the car, and when I very first got home, I brought them downstairs.
So you brought them in when you first got home.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. And I had them sat on the couch downstairs, and nobody was downstairs, so I thought it would be a safe enough place. And then, right before the incident, I took him in my room, and I started pulling clips and checking cylinders, and getting ready to put it all back in.
Let me backtrack a second because I was writing something down. So you had him on the couch in the living room,
Mhm.
and then right before you took him into your bedroom to start clearing them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just clearing them, getting ready for bed, putting them in the boxes, cases.
Do you have a safe or anything like that?
I do not.
And where do you usually store them?
I usually store them under my bed or in the drawers.
In the cases?
Yes.
Okay. So when did Finn come down?
After I had just got done checking the Glock, and that's the one he picked up.
Where were you when he picked it up? And I guess where was the Glock?
So I had the other guns there, and he was here, and all the pillows were right here. And I had just checked it and set it down, and then started to get the other one. And then that's when he came in and grabbed that one up and started looking at it and stuff, and I told him to put it down, like he was being a little bit reckless.
How so?
Just like waving around and stuff, and like he almost like cocked the slide after it was clear, but there was the clip in there, you know, so if he cocked it, it would be ready to go.
Okay, so take me through your, I guess, process of clearing a gun. What does that mean to you?
That means take the clip out, double slide, make sure there's nothing in the chamber, put the clip back in, put it back in its case.
Okay, and then reinsert them. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So that the chamber's clear.
Yes.
But the magazine is in there and loaded.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. And that's when I had set it down.
And set it right back next to you?
Yeah.
Or where was it?
It was just sitting on the bed.
Okay.
And then he was sitting next to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I reached over to grab the next one, and then as I was grabbing it, I heard the slide, and so then I look over, and is all I can keep seeing is just the slide going forward, and then just boom, like right there. I don't know, like I couldn't tell if it was intentional or accident. I don't know.
Okay, a lot to unpack here. So him and his friends were drinking, and then when they got home or in the house, he brought in some guns, which probably for show, just to show them or whatever it was. And then while he was next to his friend in the bed, his friend grabbed a gun and accidentally shot himself. Now you'll notice that most crimes that you guys watch and interrogations, there's always some kind of drug involved. So that's no surprise here. What is even more skeptical to me is look at the way he's talking. When he talks about guns, there's a level of conviction there. It's because he's a gun enthusiast. That's fine, nothing wrong with that. However, if you're a gun enthusiast, you know the dangers of gun. So if I was a gun enthusiast, I'm not going to leave a gun unattended next to my friend. Like I'm going to make sure there's nothing in the chamber, for example, right? Or I'll have the safety clip on. You get what I mean, right? So even though he does seem a bit nervous, the way he's talking, his calm nature, this seems like to me, this is something he planned in his head a while ago. And when you plan a crime, or when you're nervous about something, or when you're not sure about something, and then time goes on and on and on, you get over the nerves because you've already got used to the idea in your head. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know if his friend accidentally killed himself, but let's keep going.
I imagine it happened pretty fast, huh?
Yeah.
When you said he was being reckless with it, I guess, can you describe that or say some of that, or give me some idea of what he was saying with it?
Waved it around, and it once waved at me, and I was like, dude, no, you can't do that. And it was just like, oh, I kind of just shook it off, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was just like, kind of treated it as like a game.
And did he say anything while he was doing that, or?
He was like, yeah, we got all these guns or whatever, like, just talking gangster just because they were there or whatever.
Is that kind of typical for him, or is that
No.
unusual?
Well, I mean, it's just like, probably something that he heard in a rap song. It's just, he's not like, he's a pretty average kid, but
Do you remember specifically what he said?
I do not.
So what happened afterwards? So after the shot goes off?
After the shot goes off, I jump up, run upstairs, and I told Belle, and then I didn't know what to do, so I started trying to call people. And
Who did you call?
my mom, my dad, my stepdad, my friend, Jaren. I just couldn't get everybody to pick up. So I got a hold of Jaren first. And he just was sleeping. So I don't even think he really heard what I said.
Uh-huh.
And then I got a hold of my stepdad next.
Okay.
And then I called you guys.
So when you spoke with Jaron and your stepdad, what did they say?
They just said, just calm down and call the cops.
About how much time would you say elapsed between when the shot was fired and when you called us? After you kind of made those phone calls?
10 minutes, 15 minutes.
10 or 15? Is there any reason in particular? Were you just scared? I mean, what was your thought process, I guess? And,
this is such a wild situation, I guess, that I didn't know. I just thought I should go through the people I trust most first, you know? Which was my stepdad or my mom,
okay.
I don't think there's anything wrong in him, calling the people he's close to most. Imagine a gun goes off, someone gets hurt or killed, you call your parents, you call, your guardians or your best friend, or, you're frantic, you'll call the people who you can rely on the most. I think that's normal. So I don't think there's anything wrong there. But I think the way he's clicking his fingers and holding on to his fingers, I think he's hiding something. For me, personally, that's what I think anyway.
I mean, Finn and Belle got in a fight over Christmas break about...
Are they in a relationship?
No.
Okay.
It was about Finn's girlfriend. Because she was just kind of a friend, but nothing really that all. It was just friendly.
Does he have a girlfriend?
No. He doesn't. It was Christmas, so.
Have you ever seen any sort of signs of any sort of depression, or has he ever made any sort of suicidal type statements, whether they're vague or direct threats or anything like that in the 4 months that you've known him?
He definitely, he's definitely like, got a quick anger trigger, but it's never been directed at me, because I've always got along with him, but if you're not on his good side, then you're not on his good side. So.
But you've always had a positive relationship?
Always, yeah.
Okay. Anything he was upset about tonight or over the course of the last week or anything like that?
Nothing that I can think of.
Has he ever... So, back earlier we were talking about kind of familiarity with firearms.
Mm-hmm.
You said he wasn't very familiar as far as you knew, but...
I know he wasn't familiar. He'd never shot. He told me I had asked him.
He had never shot a gun before?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did he know where yours were kept or anything like that?
I don't think so, but I mean, if they were like looking, they could probably find him.
Yeah. Did he know you had him before tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I let him know that I kept him in there and that it wouldn't really be a problem. Don't touch him, ever.
So it turns out he was actually found guilty, but because he tampered with evidence, the police couldn't get a full conviction. So what happened was, do you remember when he said the incident happened and I called my family and I was frantic or whatever? During that time, he removed some ammunition and he removed some items from the scene of the crime or whatever you want to call it, right? So because of this, he actually pleaded guilty as he made a deal with the court. As part of his agreement, he would receive a 2-year deferred sentence. He would have to get drug treatment, alcohol treatment, marijuana treatment. He would have to complete like a National Rifle Association safety course and all that stuff. And upon doing so, he could then withdraw his guilty plea after 2 years, and a felony conviction would not be on his record. So in other words, if we assume he did it, he got away with it. Either way, why don't you guys comment? Tell me what you think. I don't think he gave away much in this interview, but to me, he definitely looks suspect at the very least.